Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Marauders TV, MTV for short. And today we're joined on episode 10 of the player interviews by Nigel Chorlton, or as some of you may know, Tony's right or left-hand man, depending on when you've seen them at events. So much so that I'm actually going to rearrange the video so that they are there. There you go. They always like to be next to each other, so I'm going to do it that way instead. So Tony's going to be the question master. He's going to be asking Nige the same four questions that we've asked everybody else in the club so far. And yeah, I'll pass it over to Tony.
So I know who you are intimately, but tell the world, who is Nige?
They're not meant to know that, Tony.
It's too late, it's recorded.
Cat's out the bag now. Well and truly.
Who is Nige? Who is Nige? Are you Nige? Who is Nige? I don't know. I'm Nige. At Nigel on Twitter. Give me a follow, cheap pop.
You're the only person that's done that.
Anna.
Yeah.
Chat hero.
No, yeah, I'm Nige. A lot of you have seen me around, floating around at various events, whether it be Age of Sigmar events, Middle-earth events, whatever. Very much a social butterfly, as it were. I try to interact and speak with as many people as I can when I'm at events. It's probably my favourite thing about them, to be honest, is getting to see everyone. Yeah, that's me.
That's cool. So a lot of game systems over the time, but when/how did you start your gaming career?
So it was my early teens, back when I was at high school, and it was Christmas time. I forget which year exactly. Might have been my 13th, 14th birthday, something like that. And for Christmas, I was really into my board games as well back then. So like fancy board games like Key to the Kingdom, stuff like that, Nightmare and so on. And my parents put an Argos catalogue of all things in front of me in the board game section, saying pick one. And there was one called Warhammer.
Oh.
So I didn't actually realise it was a miniatures game. I saw the box art, thought that looks really cool. I'll get that. And yeah, Christmas came, opened up the box, saw all these sprues and just thought, what the hell is this?
Thanks,
and he got
Mom.
yeah, and he actually got tucked under the bed for a couple of weeks. And then after Christmas, back at school, chatting with a few people about what we got for Christmas, and then I mentioned what I got, this Warhammer game. And one of the other lads in school who was in my my form came up to me saying, "I heard you got some Warhammer." I was like, "Yeah, what is it?" And he became a friend of mine in the end while I was at school. And he took me to GW Stockport, which had only just opened up as well back then. I think it was fate more than anything. So yeah, started going down to Stockport store very regularly, taking part in like their Saturday events and stuff like that. The years went by, the hobby grew for me. Started with the GW, met you guys as well. Then started hitting the event side of things when I was once I had been in the hobby for a few years and was a bit older.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So obviously, you mentioned there you started going to events with us lot. I think Lord of the Rings, was it the first big event? That
yes, yeah, it was. I'm trying to think. I think it was about 13 and a half years ago when I went to my first event.
Yeah.
I base it based on how many years I've been in certain jobs. So 10 years at the last one. 3 years at GW was at the start when I was working at GW, which is when I sort of knew you guys to begin with anyway through going to the Stockport store.
Yeah.
It was when I started working there that I actually got to properly know the Marauders.
Yeah. I forgot actually. We actually worked together for a short space of time, didn't we?
We did. Yes. Yeah.
That's at the same time that all of us were working at GW in various forms.
I think I did work.
Tony was at Macclesfield, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think I'd left before you started, so.
Richard, because I did 3 little stints, remember? Discount's a hell of a drug. Just can't shake it.
But no,
each one of them was at least 12, 13 years ago. So
yeah. But yeah, no, the first event was it was a Lord of the Rings GT at Warhammer World. And went there, and the weekend away itself, the games themselves. It was my first proper experience of Warhammer World itself as well. And I just got hooked on the actual tournament side of it. It made me realise just how wider of a gaming world it is. Because to me, it was all your local friendly hobby store sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then when I started going to events, it just, like I say, just opened it up into a much broader horizon.
Yeah, I remember. I remember going to the first conflict events, and even that being like a bit of an eye opener. And
step up on it.
You're very much highlighted as a big fish in a small pond as soon as you start leaving the store to play games and things like that.
Yeah, that was good. So I guess so. Overall, Nigel, what kind of gamer are you?
I'm a mixed bag. So I've been through phases where I was a bit competitive. Kind of tore myself down a lot recently. I think I was a competitive gamer when I probably shouldn't have been competitive, as it were. Whereas reality, I just wanted to go there and chill out, have fun.
Yeah.
And I've kind of adopted that mentality a lot more the last few years. So go to events now with the mindset of you'll win some, you'll lose some, you'll make some friends, it'll be great, let's have a laugh.
That's half the fun, mate. I mean, even if you go 5-0, you know, the hope is that you play 5 great people, and the next time you're at an event, you still go and say, "Oh, hello, mate, how's it going? Are you finally recovered from that game against the X, Y, and Z?" You know, that's a shared experience. And that's fair. So obviously AOS. Well, I mean AOS 1 and 2. We've been there, haven't we, mate?
Been there, done that. Yeah.
So AOS 2's closing its curtains. AOS 3's on the way. Loads of tidbits and information, and obviously now, as we're recording now, the core rules have been released. What are you looking forward to the most?
So I've not had a chance to download the core rules and read them yet. With AOS, I've not really played it massively the last couple of years. I've just been heavily into Middle-earth and Marvel. But no, for AOS 3, I've loved absolutely everything that they've leaked so far for it. The stuff with coherency, especially the stuff with how the new command abilities are working, and so on. It's just the new battalions as well. I thought was very intriguing, a really, really nice addition to it. And I've got an army on standby. I've got the Seraphon, painting up some Lumineth as we speak. Those cruel boys are winking at me like crazy. So yeah, really looking forward to getting back on board fully with AOS, and AOS 3 looks like it's going to be a hell of a gateway back into it for me. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I think everyone's pretty keen on it. I spoke to, certainly on all these interviews, everyone's like proper keen. So yeah, no, that'd be really good. It'd be good to see you at events again, and it'd be good, you know, as we chart all our journeys through these events and things, as to plotting lists and then dissecting them afterwards. And it's quite interesting. You know, you kind of like actually win some or lose some as to whether you set yourself targets arbitrary or not on that as we move through time. So
I don't do targets anymore in gaming. It's casual.
Casual Nige.
Yeah, and I know you may not be familiar with that word, Tony, but
I'm just
casual.
I don't change targets. Like, I have a target every event, and that's
win.
It. Just and that's just I don't know. We'll see. It's no, I'm looking forward to sort of having you on a little bit to discuss lists, selection, after events, and things like that. You know, you and Tony can talk about the candlelit dinners that you have Saturday nights at events and things like that. Sorry, spoiler alert, everyone. But no, it's been good chatting. So we'll dial off now.
I've got a few events I'm signed up for now later in the year. So I'll be seeing a lot of people there. A lot of people I've not seen for a long time. and it'll be really good just to see some of your faces again.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's it for another one. Chuck us a like, a subscribe, and a comment on the video. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.